Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
If you love the thrill of racing but hate the risks, then buckle up. Everything Simulated is here to merge adrenaline with absolute safety. In a world where technology meets adrenaline, Everything Simulated is revolutionizing driver training with state-of-the-art simulators. From truck training to the thrill of motorsports, our simulators offer the most realistic experiences across all automotive applications. Gone are the days of endless bookwork and basic drills. Now it's all about hands-on, pulse-pounding action that prepares you for the real deal. Whether you're maneuvering a heavy mining vehicle or racing a high-speed car, our simulators, equipped with cutting-edge technology from leaders like SimRigs and TrackRacer, bring every nuance of the drive to life. And talk about making a mark. We're not just building simulators, we're fostering talent. From grassroots motorsports to professional series like the Aussie Outlaw GT3, sponsored by us, Everything Simulated is fueling dreams and careers. Ready to feel the excitement of the racetrack under your fingertips? Connect with us, and let's build your next simulator adventure together. Remember, we support those who support us. Join the Everything Simulated family, and let's race towards the future.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to round 3 of the 2025 Season B Doogie Mobile and Everything Simulated OzOVals V8 Supercar Series. Brought to you by our sponsors, TWR Setups, 131 Web Radio Network, and Inside Lane Productions. Kobe Jordan in behind the cameras, and joining me in the booth tonight, we've got a special guest, Joe Lacastro, filling in for James. Thanks for joining us tonight, Joe. How you going?
Hey, it's my pleasure, my man. I'm doing pretty good here across the pond right now. It's about 4:28 a.m. and I'm looking forward to watching some Aussie racing.
Nice. Well, hopefully you got the coffee pot on and bubbling away there. And
About to.
We know James doesn't like drinking coffee at that time, or he'll be up all morning as well. But we at Daytona tonight, Superspeedway, 80 laps around the speedway there. So last week's recap, we were at round 2, was at Homestead, Miami, which saw Ruben Phelps, the late pit stop strategy, run down and take the win with the fresh tyre rubber. And returning Season A championship winner Craig Roffey, who came home in second. And Braden Sagerser, the round 1 winner, coming home in third. So we'll go through our top 10 standings for the championship coming into round 3 tonight. So Braden's still at top there. Cade Donnelly in second. Troy Davidson equal with Ruben Phelps after that win last week. Todd Maxfield, Craig Roffey, Gary Wellman all tied up there as well. Andy Barber, Chris Bleakley, Nicholas Walsh in the top 10. So hopefully we might see Chris Bleakley back on track, but with all the rain and weather and flooding, good luck to Chris. Wish you the best. Hopefully we'll see you on track again. But, 80 laps.
That sounds rough.
Yeah, we New South Wales copped a bit of rain over the week, so a lot of flooding and whatnot happening. So got a little bit here for about a day, but that was about it. So not too bad here. So 80 laps at Daytona, rolling over to qualifying now. 50% fuel load for the drivers. Got the 4 sets of tyres there, and a little bit of a tweak on the setup from earlier in the week. So gear ratio change there, just to not rev out. So we'll see how that one plays out tonight. So we'll let the drivers go through their qualifying, Joe, and we'll go to a quick ad break. And we'll come back with the end of qualifying, the results for everyone, and move on to the race.
Hey, sounds good.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
You've got what it takes.
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Alrighty, welcome back everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. Round 3 of the season 2025B Doogie Mobile and Everything Simulator OzOVals V8 Supercar Series. The results are in and drivers making their way to grid and up. Pole position goes to Tom Pritchard, Southern Stars Racing. Lachlan Purvis alongside on the front row. Kate Donnelly in 3rd and Jamie Nankovich 4th, 2nd row. 3rd row, Shannon Wright and Troy Davidson. Rick Vincent and Wade Sheedy on the 4th row. Kim Roffey and Tony Roffey on the 5th row.
All right, going on to row number 6 right now. It's Gary Wellman in the 11th spot with Braden Sagasser. Pardon me with the pronunciations on the outside there. Row number 6. Row number 7. It's Peter Matson with Troy Mortensen on the outside. Row number 8. Craig Roffey with Shane Roffey on the outside. And row number 9. Steve Hoppett with Nicholas Walsh in the 222 car there in the 18th spot. And for row 10, we have Perry Anasatkis and Steve McLennan.
Give me a sec, I just knocked over my mic. We got Derek Jacobs and Todd Maxfield. Andy Barber and Adam Malone on the 12th row. Ryan Barber and Scott McClintock, 13th. Ruben Phelps and Matty Ray on the 14th row. And Michael Ladder bringing up the rear of the field.
Not bad, not bad. 29 cars.
Yeah, should be a good show tonight. Hopefully we'll see some good green flag running, some strategy from the teams coming into play, and definitely see a lot of teamwork tonight with a full field tonight almost. So we'll have to stay tuned, see hopefully no one's hopes and dreams are shattered tonight.
This is oval racing. Are you telling me that every once in a while someone's hopes and dreams aren't just completely shattered?
at Daytona they will be, especially when that big one comes. But hopefully we don't see that tonight. We won't put that commentator's curse on them.
That's right. None of that.
Something we definitely don't do up here in the booth. Not at all. We'll blame you otherwise, Joe. Sorry.
Hey, bring it on. Bring it on. I'm here for that. I'm the pincushion on the punching bag. I'm ready for it.
Well, 80 laps at Daytona are set to go green, just heading down the back straight there. And Tom Pritchard's going to lead us away for that green flag. We had the word that it was about maybe 25 odd laps to a fuel tank. So we'll see if anyone can extend that, if there's any fuel saving going on early, and how the old pit stops will play out. Making their way around into the final corner before the pace car comes off, and we'll be going green.
Exciting stuff. I've never watched the supercars run before here at Daytona, so I am jazzed. I'm pumped to see what goes on.
You ever run the supercars at all on road or anything like that? No.
I bought the supercar yesterday for this race.
Ooh, that's very exciting for you then. Hopefully, hopefully the boys put on a good show for you tonight in the booth. Pace car off, green flags dropped, and Tom Pritchard snoozing a little bit there. Lachlan Purvis getting a nice jump around the outside. I don't know if that will cause a penalty or not, but we've seen that happen before sometimes, where someone will get a nice jump on that side and get a penalty for it.
Up at the front, looks like Lachlan Purvis has found his way into the front line there, taking over for Pritchard.
Definitely a nice draft there. Jamie Nankervis coming around the outside as well. Big run there. So looks like maybe Lachlan already on the 3/4 throttle, maybe to try and save fuel and drop back a little bit.
These guys have got 80 laps to go, so I gotta know, do these supercars typically chew up tires a little bit? If he's really leaning on it right now, is Jamie going to see himself suffering fall off before he's even out of gas?
Well, we do get a bit of wear usually in these cars, because they're the Gen 3 cars, so there's been a lot of wear on that right front tyre, so they're a little bit harder to drive and preserve that tyre. And last season we did have quite a few meatballs, and early in the round one as well we had a few come out as well. But at Daytona and night race, it probably shouldn't be too bad. I think they'll probably still do the tyre change, but yeah, I don't think it'll be too bad of an issue tonight. They might be able to get a stint or two to a set of tyres. So.
And these guys are still too wide all the way around by lap 3. We haven't seen any any movement toward what I refer to as the string of pearls formation, where the guys kind of find their spot early and get lined up for a long run. Not right here. Here you've got two clearly distinct lines with only a little bit of shuffling back and forth. Right now, Nicholas Walsh makes his way from the outside line to the inside line, and a little bit more shuffling here. As Braden Sagaster makes his way out into the middle now. Braden Sagaster puts it 3 wide right now. But these two distinct lines, as I was saying, are still racing hard.
Well, we'll probably see most of the way a 2 line, but I'm sure there'll be teams towards those final few laps that will definitely be looking for that 3 wide and run. So they'll be bringing that action a bit later in the race, so everything will be a little bit more conservative as the race unfolds.
Nice.
And, yeah, hopefully they'll go green flag most of the way, and then yeah, we'll get that real action racing towards the end of this race, where everyone wants to win it on those last couple of laps.
Yeah. Now, here at Daytona in the supercar, do you see the inside line or the outside line as having a general advantage, or do you think that they're pretty evenly paced here? They look pretty evenly paced right now. There's no heavy side drafting going on right now.
Well, definitely, I think the outside line will be the the one that'll probably win the race. They'll definitely need their teammates to, be giving them the push, closing up those gaps as you see on screen at the moment, sitting back a half a car to a car length sort of thing. So I think that's Tony Roffey maybe on the outside there, giving a nice little push to Wade Sheedy. So they'll definitely be wanting to do a lot of that bump drafting. But again, these early stage, they'll probably be conserving fuel a little bit. Just trying to run it, trying to set themselves up for that green flag pit stop. Most of these guys in the back there, if you look further back in the field, you'll, let's just have a look back here. So, going down the list, we don't really have too many drivers linked up. There's a couple of drivers from each team, sort of, Rogue. There you got Rick Vincent, Kim Roffey, Craig Roffey just in behind Gary Wellman. So a couple of teams there sort of linking up with drivers. Troy Davison, Todd Maxfield, Kate Donnelly there for the Sim Boys. So they'll be trying to find their way to each other through this stage.
Yeah.
One and try and get
I'm trying to keep up with.
Sorry.
I'm saying I'm trying to keep up with who's on whose team here, and getting used to watching the field and keep up with things. I see that in our Discord we've got people broken down by team, and that's kind of my cheat sheet right now.
Well, I messed up tonight. I didn't have me trading paints on, so I don't know whose paints whose at the moment out there. So I'm looking back because I can't see half the team paints going on. So this is making my day or evening a bit more of a fun challenge, but might have to just look at the front of the race so you can look at the rear of it, because going further back in the field there, I don't know who's who. So
it gets a little bit crazy. I've got my other cheat sheets open here. I'm keeping track of things a little bit up in the front right now. Is it Nankervis? Is that how you pronounce his name?
Yep, Jamie. Yep.
Perfect. Nankervis and Sheedy right now still side by side for the lead. Sheedy has been putting on a bit of a show, up 6 right now from where he started. So out of people who wheedled his way up, it looks like Nankervis is and Sheedy are taking the most advantage of it. But don't count out Shane Roffey, who's up 11 places right now, making his way up the field fast. And Todd Maxfield also. Maxfield, he was up at 8th. Now he's in 9th. Another person who's making it pretty fast. 3 wide right now, though, with Shane Roffey. Steve Hoppin on the outside.
Yeah, definitely. Steve, looking at that high line, I think, I don't know if it was the iRacing Superspeedway maybe in last season or Dega, just gives the wall a bit of a rub there into 3 and a little bit of a moment. So he managed to keep that going. Going to lose a little bit of momentum there, but he... we got
to our sideways. We got to spin down to the inside.
I think
that's Scott McClintock.
Yep. Just about to say that. So don't know if he looked like he saved it, but he's definitely going to lose the field there. So
he didn't save. He's going to wish he I was going to say he's going to wish there was a yellow. But yeah, he saved it. He put on an impressive spin and got back on the track, but he is at the back, and there is not going to be an easy way out of this for Scott McClintock. Really not an easy way at all.
And just looking back at the replay there, so it looks like a little bit of contact with Nicholas Walsh. Just got that car turned and unfortunately couldn't keep that one on the track. So, as you said, he'll be hoping for that caution now to come out later on. But for now, all he can do is just pace and pray for that yellow flag.
Yeah, that's the best he's got. I'm still watching him right now, way back there, unfortunately. But he's back there. He's still not quite. It looks like there was one car that didn't make it out onto the field tonight. But yeah, Scott McClintock is going to be down a full a half lap, basically, from where everybody else is. About a quarter lap I'm watching from the chopper cam right now. So let's hope that he makes his way back up here as we take a look back at the field. Look at the front here. It's Nankervis and Sheedy still out at the front, or Tony Roffey in third right now. Another person making their way up to the front. Ooh, look at that push from Roffey.
Definitely trying to help Wade Sheedy there get round Jamie to get in front and slot in. Try and lead a few laps.
We sounds like we got a fan club for Peter Matson. Peter Matson, yeah? It's just a common occurrence.
Good evening to everyone tuning in tonight at home. Sarah Jesberg, the Biggie Bear. And Scott, shout out for Shannon and Jamie. And then, as you mentioned, the Peter Matson fan club. So Josh has got his money on Peter Matson to win it. He's predicting the Peter Matson win incoming. Apparently, Wade Sheedy's car's got rocket fuel in there tonight as well. So
Yeah.
we might have to get a sniff of that fuel tank later and see what comes out of that one. Tony Roffey now looking to get the run on that outside line around Sheedy after providing that push. Shane Roffey there in behind, so good to see Shane Roffey back on track again, joining the road guys and providing that support for the team race tonight. Unfortunately, looks like Michael Ladder didn't make that race tonight. I think he disconnected before we went to quali, so might see him back on track next week.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Steve Hoppert once again looking at that outside line. I think that's
loosey-goosey right now out of Shane Roffey. Shane looks like he was having some trouble maintaining his position there, but yeah, Hoppet on the outside, making everybody a little bit testy up here at the front as the number 5 car moves up through the center. That's Todd Maxfield. Oh, Steve, make up your mind, buddy. You gonna be doing that third line, Steve? You're gonna be sticking with line number 2. There we go.
Well, we had some interesting runs. I think it was maybe at Atlanta last season towards the end there, and saw the guys try and use that side draft a bit, and they got very close and up close personal with each other, and a lot of door rubbing and elbows out and cautions coming. So I don't know if anyone's too game on trying to get that side draft working as well, but at the moment the draft's working pretty good on that outside line. Shane Roffey now gave that push to Tony, who's dropped in on the inside line, so Tony Roffey to the front.
I'm watching the stability of the guys here at the front right now, and I'm watching to see how well they can hold the line. You've got the 2 Roffeys out at the front. Now, I'm guessing all the Roffeys are related in this race. Is that right?
In some way or another. I think it's
okay.
Father and son, and
I saw the name a couple of times, and so I figured I would throw it out there that they're probably related. But we got the 2 Roffeys out at front, and they have very, very good, very, very stable lines right now, and they're creating a little bit of wacky air for the guys behind them, but still doing a really good job right behind the 2 leads. We got Wade Sheedy and Todd Maxfield. Wade Sheedy especially is dealing with a lot of dirty air coming off of Tony Roffey and trying his best to hold that line, while Shane on the outside line actually has about a car length on Todd Maxfield. So there might be a little bit of a difference there between the 2 of them. But they're doing a great job right now leading these 2 columns as we go around lap 17 looking for lap 18.
And with the 2 road cars at the front there, they'll be able to control the race pace a little bit here now at the front, try and maybe slow things down a little bit and save a bit of fuel for themselves since they are out the front, going to be burning that fuel a little bit more. But we'll see how that goes if things start dropping off a little bit on our times. We know people like to play funny games at the front in the Oz scene and the super speedways at times. And here comes Hoppet once more. He's going to make it 3. Oh, he's getting real close to Shane Roffey there. He's just going around the outside. He's going straight to the front here on his own. Probably not quite able to get clear of Shane, so he's probably going to slot in there in front of Todd. And he's going to give Shane a nice push there. And
there you go. Shane better get out of the way. He will drive through Shane. I can see that happening right now. Here comes the 131.
One man on a mission tonight.
That's right. That's right. You know, Hoppet's been on a mission for the front of this race since the race started. We saw him. He was the first guy we pointed out to put it 3 wide in the middle of the race pack. And then every time he wanted to make a pass, he didn't wait. He made the pass. Whether or not anyone was ready for it, he made the pass. Steve Hoppet has been dictating his race so far tonight. And I got to say, kudos to you, Steve Hoppet.
We've seen some more potential coming from Steve Hoppet. He had a blinder qualifying run, even though it was on a wet tyre compound, which brought up a lot of arguments on that one, but put that on pole in the opening race of the season. And he's been getting up towards the front in most of these races here and having a good run, but just the luck of the draw and some things, and unfortunately it's sort of set him back in the race. So hopefully Daytona tonight he can have a good strong finish. Looks like Jamie there getting a little bit loose in behind him. So no, that's actually Shannon Wright now up there. So
yeah,
Jamie back a few spots. Shannon Wright looking to make that 3 wide run now.
He must have learned everything from Steve Hoppet watching him do his drive right now, as they are almost door to door. Oh, they are door to door.
A little bit of contact there from Hoppet and Wright. Wright's in the wall, but
Hoppet's in the wall. Hoppet's in right. Hoppet's into everybody right now. He better not be in the bottle, because that's what it seems like the way he's driving.
Well, we're getting the doping test comments coming out, so maybe we need to get all the drivers dope tested and see how we go on. But,
we're gonna pause the race and do a field sobriety test.
A lot of elbows out at the front here at the moment. Everyone wants to be at the front, and no one wants to give up on that run, and no one wants to let anyone through either to come up to play at the front.
But now I got to say, Paul, we've got that string of pearls formation like I talked about earlier. Oh, and we got some pitters. We got people coming down pit row. Matt Raymond, Ruben Phelps.
Lap 21.
Some early pit action.
Lap 21, and they were towards the back of this field as well. So doesn't look like much fuel saving could have gone on back at the field unless they're going for that early pit stop. Try and jump back out on this field and then get that blinder run through the...
Whoa, big slide past the pit lane there.
Let's have a look at that
one. Big slide past. Who was that?
That's Scott McClintock there.
Okay, wow. That's going to cost McClintock any advantage that he just had.
Well, big lock up there. The 116 coming into pit lane as well. A little bit of a sideways action there for Braden Sagasser coming into pit road.
Sagasser holds on to it. Now everybody's going down, except for the few guys still out in front. Todd Maxfield now. Gary Wellman leading this race. Our previous race leaders have started to fold down pit road. The Roffies.
sure what's going on there with Steve Hoppert. Something just popped up. He was going very slow on my screen then.
Oh yeah, Hoppet is driving very slow. Did he blow like an engine or something?
I'm not too sure on that one. I'm gonna have to hit the rewind for this one and just.
He is sailing. He is either out of gas or he blew an engine. He's out of gas. Hoppet is limping back. He is now at a full stop and he has towed back to pit road. Ooh, that's going to be a major hurt for Hoppet. He's going to have to put all those driving skills back to the test to get back up to where he was in this race. But, whew, don't want to do that again. Now you know where your fuel's at, Hoppet.
Well, his eyes were looking forward at the front of that race and forgot to look down at the fuel gauge. And also run out of gas. So you do need gas to make these cars run.
That's true. What's that famous line from Blade? His mind's writing checks, his body can't cash.
Well, it looks like the Sim boys had quite a nice pit stop there. So Troy Davidson jumping out in front of Todd Maxfield and Gary Wellman. You still got Matty Ray here coming through. He's going to take the race lead there. So
what? Whoa. We might need a replay of this action. Take it back in the Wayback Machine for a second. Let's take a look at this. Watch this here. Wow.
Definitely wanted to keep Troy Davidson down there below the yellow coming out there on the track, and he was just like, no, I'm rejoining and you have to move.
Wow, he rejoined just a little bit before the dotted line stopped. There's no cone on the track for coming back out.
That was a really good pit stop there for Matty Ray. Basically jumped from the back of the field to the front. Not sure what happened to Ruben Phelps there. He's in fourth there, so not quite as good of a stop as Matty Ray, but we dubbed Matty Ray as Mr. Sheen because he's a very clean driver and doesn't make a lot of mistakes. So he had a pretty good pit stop there. Ruben Phelps just in behind anyway, back and forth. Peter Matson there up into third. So Mr. Canola, I reckon. I think they saw that had canola oil in his fuel tank. I don't know. I think that car's not going to run very well with canola oil in the fuel tank. So,
Mr. Canola, that's amazing.
Might help with passing some cars with being very slippery and all
he greased it up a little bit.
To slip on through those gaps.
And a quick shout out on YouTube from Glenn Pierce. Let's go, Peter. Finally off the treadmill, he says.
Well, we got a 6-car breakaway now after our first pit stop. So the early pit stop there for Matty Ray on lap 21. And that's definitely paid off, but we'll have to see how the end of the race goes. If he's going to have to make those sort of runs at 20-lap intervals, gonna have to have those 3 sort of pit stops there to home, or if he's able to stretch it and go a bit longer. But obviously that early pit stop definitely helped, so don't know if the extra sort of 5 laps or so, if anyone can fuel save a bit harder and maybe drag that the 25, 26 mark and maybe prevent a pit stop towards the end of the race.
With the way these guys have been driving, I feel like one more pit stop is going to be part of the name of the game here.
And definitely it's going to be a pace thing. And as you see there on the screen, that second pack trying to chase down, led by Gary Wellman's got Kay Donnelly in there behind him. Andy Barber just in behind. So a couple of teams there. You got the Sim Boys and the Southern Stars. So 3 cars apiece there. So with the 6 boys there, that's going to be a very fast charging pack. And obviously Wellman and Donnelly's got their teammates just up in front, Todd Maxfield and Troy Davidson there. So if they slow that line down a little bit with not stopping off the toe, able to hold on, they might be able to help pull the others up behind them as well and make this a bigger train.
Yeah, we got a couple trains going here. We can see, if you look at the broadcast there, we've got like 4 cars in this train. Oh, the 4 different trains actually going on at this point. We've got the one led by Raymond, one led by Wellman, and let's see, we go back a little further. Yeah, Wellman's leading in one of these trains here. Looks like Shannon Wright's leading a little train. You go back a little further. Craig Roth, he's leading a little train. All that pit stop action caused this to happen. And I don't think it's going to be anything but a caution that is going to really sort this out quickly, because this is the kind of stuff that takes like 20 laps for it to evolve and change at this point.
We forgot the Derek Jacobs train back there as well, so there's actually 5 trains there. So
you're right.
We got to go back to that one as well. There's another 5-car, 4-car, 5-car. I thought there was 5. Little train going on there with Derek Jacobs out the front there.
Oh, he's about to get passed, it looks like, by Steve McLennan, who's trying to make a move here. Trying to get around the 27 of Derek Jacobs, or the 21 in this case, excuse me.
A little bit shaky on that bumper there as well. So if they're going to want to catch up to that pack in front, they're going to have to close those gaps and sit there in a train and bumper to bumper. But pack there of Wellman, Donnelly, the Barbers, Nicholas Walsh, Adam Malone, they're slowly closing that gap in front of them.
I'm looking forward to it. I really want to see that. I want to see the second train meet the first one. That's kind of what I want to see happen here.
Well, 3/10 almost quicker that last lap, so they're definitely slowly closing that gap. If they can maintain that, you know, give them another 5 odd laps, and they'll be getting pretty close to the bumper there. A little bit of chat going on. Looks like Braden Sagas has just dropped out of the race as well. So, unfortunate connection issues there.
Yeah, I saw. Hopefully we'll get him back on the track very soon.
He was 8 laps down, it's showing. So, not too sure what happened there in the last few laps. So unfortunate there, after he's our current championship leader. So had a win in a third in round 1 and 2. So unfortunate results there tonight for Braden.
Well, that opens the door just a little bit for a few of these guys who are behind him in points to try to catch up now.
Yeah, definitely. I think we might have to even bring up the championship standings at the moment, just on screen there once again, just to have a bit of a look. So, Kate Donnelly is in that second pack. Troy Davidson, who's on 5th there in the first pack. Ruben Phelps in that first pack as well. So, Troy Davidson, Ruben Phelps, Todd Maxfield, all in that first pack there. Kate Donnelly in the second pack. So, definitely going to be a bit of a switch up on points after this race, I think. But, definitely,
at least that keeps things interesting.
It does, yeah, keeping things close. And we like a good spicy championship, and definitely makes the races a bit more interesting as well, and a bit harder for the drivers as well, knowing that they got to have a good, strong race to try and get an edge, get those extra points, try and hold on to those positions.
Look at that.
Wellman now on the back of Todd Maxfield there, yeah.
The pack is closing up very nicely. I was wrong. It only took about 10 laps or a little bit less than 10 laps for these guys to get things cinched up here. This is a long racetrack. I keep forgetting how long Daytona is compared to some of the other tracks we got.
At least it's not as long as the iRacing Superspeedway. Probably not as fast though either. But,
No.
Not quite.
I do like good speedway racing, though. I gotta say, I like draft packs. I like high speed, left turns. Keep your right turns. Just let me turn left.
Yeah, I do like the old super speedway races, and only takes something silly to, drop off those lead packs, and your race is potentially done as well. So it all comes down to who's around you, and trying to make sure everyone's doing the right thing, and taking care and not make those little mistakes that can affect everyone else's race. So
there we go. On the back stretch now, we get that little sine wave action when we come off of turn 2, and we get to see which drivers are trying to get out of the dirty air of the car behind them, which drivers are maybe looking for an advantageous position going into 3 and 4. But it's that little wave action that you get out of this now about 10 car, 12 car line. That says to me there is still ambition baked into these guys. They may look like they're driving in a straight line. They may look like they're out for a Sunday drive with the family, but there's a lot of ambition still baked into this drive.
well, just looking back and seeing if I can spot anything. But I reckon, I have a feeling that maybe Matty Ray and Ruben Phelps didn't take tyres in that stop, which is what's given them that big slingshot from last to first, whereas probably a few others might have grabbed tyres when they stopped. So I reckon that's how they probably slingshot to the front.
I can talk a little bit to that right now. I can tell you that Matt Raymond, Shane Raffi, they both took about 27 and 28 seconds, respectively, for their last pit. And that's about 28 seconds is about average across the board. So unless that 27.13 means Matty Raymond only took one set of tires, like half a set of tires, or he's just got a really fast pit crew, or he took less gas than everybody else. Which is what it seems like. I think Raymond might have taken less gas than everybody else. I'm not sure how or why. But he was up front with one of the fastest pit times of the entire field. The only person who was faster on that was Kim Ruffy.
Maybe, that being at the back, a bit of fuel saving maybe meant less fuel
That's
load
true.
as well. So, interesting.
That's true. Yeah, and it's really noticeable because Matt Raymond was a full second and a half faster than Shane Raffi off the line, off of the pit line.
Interesting little things coming to fruition there. So,
right?
Yeah, we might have to try and find out those later. Hopefully we'll be talking to either Matty or Ruben in the broadcast booth come the end of the race. We might be able to find out those details.
I would like to, as we're coming up on lap 40, so we're about halfway to finding out.
Yeah, definitely. And looks like some of these packs are slowly closing up there. So the pack there with Tom Pritchard in the middle there, and one of the everything simulated cars on the back, either Jamie or Shannon. Let's try and see if I can find out who those were. We got Lachlan Purvis in the front of that, and Shannon Wright at the back. Coming up on the back of Ryan Barber. So that 3-car pack's now caught the lead pack as well. So good job to them. It's not easy to chase down a large pack with 3 cars.
I like that Gremlins wrap on this view that we've got right now.
That's on the back of Ryan Barber's car. Lap 41, we saw on 21, Matty Ray and Ruben Phelps go to pit lane. So coming up to that 42, we'll be pretty close for them to probably coming through pit road. Matty Ray being out the front of this pack for this whole stint, basically. So
Yeah.
he would have been burning up a bit of fuel. So I'd probably say he's only got maybe another 1 or 2 laps in that tank.
I'd say you're right. Sprint 2 here has been the Matty Ray show. Shane Roffey's been with him the entire time, but Matty Ray's went up 27 positions from where he started this race. So he started in 28th, back of the field, moved all the way up to the front, is leading it for the whole second stint, and is deciding the pace here. Eyes are wide open for when someone's going to make that break down pit road.
Well, it looks like there's some pit stops going to be starting this time around. So I think Peter Matson was on the comms there. He's going to be pitting this time around. So in third
So is
there, he's
Raymond.
going to be slotting in. Here comes the field. Yep. Ooh, Ruben Phelps almost in the back of Peter Matson there. So wasn't the quickest pit entry there. And this is definitely going to change up some positions coming in and out. You're going to have some fast guys coming off of pit road. Nice little skid there for Troy Davidson in his pit bay. Ooh. That'll be Lachlan Purvis. They're just overshooting his pit entry there as well. Right, Shane Roffey,
Yeah, we're gonna
another lap round. And again,
Roffey now coming down with the rest of the field. Everyone. Yep. Let's see.
Whoa, big contact there
Whoa.
for Adam Malone into the back, and he's in pit fence.
Oh,
Ooh.
no. Oh, no. That was a bad contact coming down to the line here. Let's see what happened.
And there's plenty of room there. Looks like he was trying to get hard on the brake, and maybe a little bit of a lock up, a little bit of you saw that tail sort of wiggling, and
he couldn't stop his car. That was everything we saw there was pointed to him not being able to stop the car fast enough for that pit. And man, you're coming down that turn at 180 miles an hour. And you've got just enough time to get down pit lane at the speed the other cars are going. So I guess he just misread the speed and just put it right into the back. And it cost him a lot more than I think it cost whoever he bumped into. But both cars may end up with some time on pit road.
Yeah, hopefully Shane Roffey didn't get a speeding penalty for that little extra push into pit lane. But Wade Sheedy to the front this time around through pit lane, pit stops. So he's managed to jump Matty Ray through pit stops, and Peter Matson there still holding on to that third spot. So looks like they're going to pick off a couple of cars in front. They're going to have the run there. Matty Ray a little bit slow around there. Peter Matson managing to take a pass there. So Wade Sheedy actually coming into pit lane, so might not have actually pitted. A little bit of a lock up there as well. So we'll just let things unfold for a minute, and we'll see who's going to come out where. Troy Davidson looking like he's at the front now, so we got the Sim boys 1, 2, 3, 4 lined up.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, these guys all on the same team.
Yep. So Troy Davidson, Todd Maxfield, Gary Wellman, Kay Donnelly. So
all right,
a nice little pit stop transition managed to line up. Still need another.
Nicely
pit
done,
stop.
boys.
Still need another pit stop though. So hopefully things can pan out for them. We've seen them in this spot before that they've had 5 cars in the top 5 and things go a little bit pear-shaped. So hopefully the next pit stop will go well for them.
You love to see it. Well, here comes Hoppet back up onto the racing line. Hoppet's a lap down, unfortunately.
Well, pit stop's done and dusted there for another 20 odd laps. So halfway through this race, we'll go to a quick ad break, and we'll come back with some more racing action for you. Don't go away.
You've got what it takes.
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
If you love the thrill of racing but hate the risks, then buckle up. Everything Simulated is here to merge adrenaline with absolute safety. In a world where technology meets adrenaline, Everything Simulated is revolutionizing driver training with state-of-the-art simulators. From truck training to the thrill of motorsports, our simulators offer the most realistic experiences across all automotive applications. Gone are the days of endless bookwork and basic drills. Now it's all about hands-on, pulse-pounding action that prepares you for the real deal. Whether you're maneuvering a heavy mining vehicle or racing a high-speed car, Our simulators, equipped with cutting-edge technology from leaders like SimRigs and Track Racer, bring every nuance of the drive to life. And talk about making a mark. We're not just building simulators, we're fostering talent. From grassroots motorsports to professional series like the Aussie Outlaw GT3, sponsored by us, everything simulated is fueling dreams and careers. Ready to feel the excitement of the racetrack under your fingertips? Connect with us, and let's build your next simulator adventure together. Remember, we support those who support us. Join the Everything Simulated family, and let's race towards the future.
Alrighty, we are back at Daytona Superspeedway. Round 3 of the season 2025B, Doogie Mobile and Everything Simulated OzOVals V8 Supercar Series. And leading the way at the moment is a Simboys train. So Todd Maxfield, Gary Wellman, Cade Donnelly, Troy Davidson just back there in 5th with Andy Barber in front. So just dropped out of that lead, but Tom Pritchard leading a second group with a hard push there from Ruben Phelps and Peter Matson in behind there, slowly trying to chase that front train down and looking at closing that gap up. Lap 54 of 80, so another 5-6 laps. We'll be looking at pit stops once more for the final time. And that's going to be make or break for positions as well. So
That's
if
right.
we want to have that good pit stop and hope to get out in front, have that gap over the second pack there, and hopefully make them work a bit harder and see if they can catch. But try and limit the amount of cars at the front group come the end of the race. Try and have as much advantage as they can. Ruben Phelps with a huge push there on Tom Pritchard, so he's definitely wanted to catch that front pack even around the corner there. So staying right on the back of Tom's bumper.
Here comes another good push. Boop. There it is. Oh, no.
Ooh, we
Yellow
have
flag is
caution.
out.
And
Todd Maxfield, I think.
that's the front pack too. Cade
That's
Donnelly there
good.
in the spin. Let's have a look at the replay.
Yeah.
What happened there? So looks like Wellman. That's a huge impact in the wall there.
Wow.
Wellman with the push on Todd Maxfield there, trying to keep that front pack going and just send him off and straight back with Cade into the wall. So there's going to be a lot of heavy damaged cars out of that one.
I see what the problem is. You guys put the steering wheel on the wrong side of the car.
Well, the
If it
problem
was on the other
is,
side, he would have been fine.
the problem is you only just noticed that. You haven't even
Don't tell the audience that.
you just bought the car, but you haven't even seen inside the car.
No, I haven't.
Now, so, that's very unfortunate there for Cade. Straight that hook on the front bumper
man.
just sent him up into the wall as well. Big damage there for Andy Barber as well.
Yeah.
Todd Maxfield, Andy Barber with the meatballs. Looks like Rick Vincent and Steve Hoppert with black flags as well. Penalty there.
Spicy meatballs. See you, boys.
Let's go back
Gotta
to
go back in time again.
another replay there. See how Steve copped a penalty.
Here he is. Oh, pit lane exit. Did he drive through pit lane? Is that his penalty?
Quite possibly, I would say. Maybe, yeah, going through the pit exit.
I think that must have been what dinged him. Because he didn't really slam anybody too hard. He didn't really get caught. He got caught up in it, but he didn't suffer too much from it. So, at least in terms of hitting stuff.
Don't know on that one. Not sure.
I haven't heard about anybody calling for any clearances here.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so apparently in a situation like that, if the guys come through pit exit there to avoid a wreck, they can get that black flag cleared. But yeah, wasn't 100% sure if anyone actually called that out while we were talking away there. So not too sure there, unfortunately. But the race goes on, lap 58. So the boys are going to have to, maybe get a lap of fuel saving in. Maybe I think they can probably stretch it, but maybe if they do another lap around and duck in, get that extra splash for an extra lap, might just benefit them a little bit more.
This yellow hit at a weird spot, for sure. Because it hit at a spot where you're gonna get like the maximum. We're at the maximum stretch you can possibly be at for your fuel for the end of the race. So even if you topped up right now, you're at the complete edge of your fuel economy. There's no way you can roll a dice on this.
Yeah,
and yet,
look at
that yellows makes everybody roll it.
Yeah, look at that. Everyone coming down pit lane there. So definitely doing that splash and dash to save the fuel, but it's an interesting one. I think. I think maybe we're looking at a little bit back in the distance. I'm not too sure there because Wellman stayed out there, and that's.
It's just like we're looking back at the replay of the pit stop there.
Yeah, I think we are. We're still on the replay there, so.
That's all right. We're back to live now, and we can see that Wellman is up at front right now. He's up at the front with Pritchard and Phelps right behind him.
Well, we might need to bring up the last stops and pit stop, just see if anyone did do a roll through on that for a splash and dash. So one lap, few at the back there that did do that, but their laps down as well. No, Scott McClintock's on the lead lap there. Derek Jacobs on the lead lap. So there are a couple of drivers at the back there that did do the old splash and dash. So it'll be interesting to see if that can help them not have to fuel save a little bit, maybe just to make home on those dying laps. But pace car lights are out there, Joe. So Wellman going to be leading us away. Tom Pritchard on the outside there, our pole getter. So he's back at the front there where he started. So good work there for Tom. Hopefully he can finish that way as well. So about to go green. Hopefully the final time. And Wellman leads us off. So good run there, but no support behind him. Phelps caught napping, and let's let Tom just slot straight into that inside line behind Wellman. Peter Matson on the outside there. Craig Roffey up the front now, so Craig's made his way up there. Peter Matson getting a nice run. Look at that pace around the outside. There's definitely canola oil in that car, I think. That's a huge run there around the outside of Peter Matson straight to the front.
Yeah, he just held it down. Really good use of the backstretch there.
Yeah, very good move there and good restart. So up the front, and I'm sure the boys will be lighting up the chat there for the comments. Big moment there as well.
Steve.
Looking like he... Ooh.
Something happened here to Steve Hoppett. Let's take a quick look here. Oh. Steve's off the racing line. Going for the pit. Locks it up hard into the wall.
Bit of a moment there, but if we go back again, just have a look at the front of this race. They opted for a bit of a line change at last minute, just before we went to that replay, and thought things were getting a bit sketchy at the front there. Peter's trying to break that toe, but yeah, using all the track. Maybe even shut down a second line with the lead pack trying to follow him. But that could come undone a little bit as well if he's looking to run another line, snake that front line, and no one goes with him. He could be leaving himself out there as well. So
yeah,
got to be careful of that.
Yeah, he could hang himself out to dry really quickly if he tries to go to that top line. He's going to end up way back, about 5 slots back if he's not careful. And he's going to give Wellman the spot.
Shane Roffey there with Tony Roffey in behind, looking to try and get that second line up there. Shane Roffey had a lot of pace earlier on to help a few guys out and at the front. So they're making their way up through. Just looking at the pit lane there. Not too sure.
Here comes the move.
Rick Vincent in pit lane there, but another black flag apparently. But again, another try and shut down that outside line there. Peter Matson, Gary Wellman going high, but there's a big push there for Tom Pritchard with Shannon Wright behind, trying to edge up there to stop him, and almost a little bit of contact there as well for Tom and Shane.
Yeah, Wellman had the room. Shane did not.
Again, yeah, Peter Matson trying to use all the track and all the advantage, trying to pull Shane Roffey, Tony Roffey through. That outside line's definitely got the pace. 2 cars clear, going 3 for Tony. Definitely having to look in the mirror when you come into these final laps, but probably a little bit early just yet, so...
Ooh. Here comes the challenge for the lead, though. Shane Roffey down to the inside now. He's going to take Tony Roffey with him as the 2 Roffey clan members there make their way to the front. And it looks like Peter Matson's fallen back to go 3 wide right now.
Ooh, he's almost shutting that door on Steve McLennan there, I think. So it could have almost been a bit of carnage, the big one. Could have been even bigger, but managed to keep it going, found the gap.
Here's a name we haven't seen since the beginning of this race, Nankervis. He's up at the front now, leading this. With Steve McLennan right behind him. Ooh, McLennan with some hard contact into Nankervis, almost spun him around.
Don't want to be doing that at the front of this angry pack.
No.
A little bit of snaking going on for that outside line as well, and that's causing them to drop back a bit. So a bit of a gap there as well. Shane Roffey in third, so probably wanted to maybe sit back, let those 2 cars go, Jamie and Steve. Shane's going to probably drop back to Tony there, get the run and try and use that draft slingshot, these 2 at the front, get back into the front of this race.
Right now, Steve McLennan is absolutely driving his car through Jamie Nankervis. He's just pushing him for all he's worth.
Looks like Shannon Wright's trying to get up the front there as well, making the second line, trying to get around the Roffies in front. He's trying to get up there to Jamie, provide a bit more support as well. Try and get those Everything Simulated sponsored cars on the podium. Bit of a gap back there to Scott McClintock though, so that outside line needs to close up those gaps and get those pushes going if they want to get up there. 14 laps to go though. So
oh no! The push from McLennan did not pay off. It did not pay off. Huge spin. McLennan's a spinning top into the entire field as they come around and try to avoid the wreck.
Contact there for Troy Morrison, Kim Roffey as well, getting involved in that. Jump back to the replay.
McLennan was driving. Oh man, the way he was driving, he was pushing way too hard.
He was connected to that rear bumper and he just drove Jamie straight into that wall. So bumper gone there for Jamie, and then Shannon Wright as well into the back of Steve McLennan, and Troy Mortensen through as well. So heavy damage there for a few cars.
And that's what happens, folks, when you get locked up into the front of a car. Ooh, wow. Just destroying the rear fender there on McLennan's car.
On the nose of Troy Mortensen there.
Yeah, he did. Double hit.
Through. Doesn't look like a lot of damage on Kim Roffey's car coming through on that impact. But maybe if Troy Mortensen was in his John Deere tractor, he might have sustained less damage.
But that was a hell of a slam. With 12 laps left to go, we're gonna see some of these guys top up during this yellow flag here, and we're gonna probably end up with another dash to the finish filled with a little bit of carnage. I got a feeling.
It doesn't look like too many going in. The little bit of a fake there from Tom Pritchard. There's everything simulated cars going into pit lane though. See what damage they've got. Troy Davidson following in as well. Further back, Steve McLennan limping that car down pit lane. So, well, that's given the Roffies the front line of this restart when we go green once again. We've lost our cameraman for a moment. He had to go and see John, but he's back now. He's seen John and shook Willie's hand while he was gone.
Jesus.
Just had to do some introductions there off the side, but
it's always nice to make new friends.
Well, James isn't here tonight to bring this stuff up, so we had to fill the gap. Yeah, chat's going off a bit there, so we'll jump back over the chat. So, any chance of Peter Matson not slamming the brakes? Well, I don't think he would want to slam the brakes sitting in fourth, so, or fifth, fourth, yep. So, he could be talking to Peter Matson tonight. Never know. Trying to give the fans what they want. The race interview there.
They'd love to hear from him, and I would too. Another lap around under caution. So just the second caution for the night. So 2 cautions Daytona. Not too bad, but a few damaged cars there. We had 17 lead changes tonight.
Oh, that's almost, just over half the field, but I'm sure half the field hasn't led a lap yet. So, a few drivers swapping spots. Mm-hmm. 11 laps to go. 10 when we go green. 10 lap dash for cash. Unfortunately, there's no cash, but we'll see who brings home the bank check for their team. No cash, but yeah, there is a phone on the line for the championship winner. So, Doogie Mobile sponsor and mobile phone coming the way of the championship winner for this season. So, round 3 here at Daytona. We've got 18 rounds this season, a little bit longer. So there you go. You got the phone there up on the screen, nice and shiny.
Yeah, not bad. It's about an $800 phone.
Yeah, just in the air there. But pace car lights off and about to pull in. Shane Roffey, Tony Roffey, right on the doors of each other. Definitely going to be controlling this jump. They won't want to get too much of a jump on everyone behind, so they want to try and get everyone go with them. Gary Wellman, though, definitely not letting Tony in, so hard push there from Wellman. Tony Roffey's going to have to go around the outside by himself. Scott McClintock just fallen off a bit.
At the back of the field, Nankervis and Hoppet are there. Nankervis did not do any repairing during this run. He still is completely destroyed in terms of his car.
Well, this outside line's about to come alive. Going 3 wide. Wade Sheedy popped down in front of Scott. Tom Pritchard in front of Wade Sheedy. And then Adam Malone's coming around the outside as well. Tony Roffey going to quickly shut down that outside line. Rick Vincent looking for pit lane once again. So maybe
he's out there. Doesn't look comfortable, but he's there.
Maybe a lack of power there, maybe on Scott McClintock's car. Maybe just didn't quite get that start that he wanted. So a few cars going round him on that restart. Still a Roffey clan led 2 lines here at the moment. It's going to make it hard for these other guys to come around. They're definitely going to have to make it 3 wide, and looking in that mirror and trying to shut down that 3rd line. We could be seeing another yellow flag fly, maybe.
Yeah, we haven't seen anybody but Steve Hoppet really take advantage of that 3rd line in a way that we can really call out. Although it looks like a little ways back, Adam Malone is eyeing the 3rd line as a potential unique place for him to go.
Phelps through the middle. There's contact. He's pushing his way through.
He's creating the 3rd line, just zippering the entire pack there.
That 3rd line, straight through the middle part in the C's there. He was just going straight through.
Here's Adam Malone now on the outside. He's going to take Craig Roffey with him.
Trying to give Adam Malone that push. Yeah. Wade Sheedy a little bit. Ooh.
Oh my goodness, this is getting really intense right now. We're 3 wide up at the front with a lap car coming up.
Well, Tom Pritchard slots out in front of Adam Malone there, and he's going to go with Adam Malone around the outside. The Southern Stars boys trying to get that run on that 3rd line. Wade Sheedy coming through in the middle to try and offer that support. Tony Roffey jumping up in front of Tom Pritchard, trying to shut that run down and then dropping back in front of Wade Sheedy. So he's trying the best he can to hold that spot there at the front and try and keep the dream alive for Shane Roffey. On the inside, contact from the back.
That was a 1-car crash.
Big
that was
impact
a 1-car
wall.
crash, but yeah, huge impact to the outside wall. That's going to bring out the caution, but watch this. Barely, that might have been netcode, but just about no one touched him. Barely anybody.
Lachlan Purvis there. I think Scott McClintock in behind on that one. So, ooh, Getting close
Really
to looking like a
unfortunate.
green-white checker here, Joe.
I think we're going to get one. I think.
Oh, I reckon the restart will be a green-white checker. 3 laps, maybe. I don't know.
We're very close to that line. We're going to have to find out and see here. Right now, we are still live, folks. Thanks for watching and sticking with us through 80 laps of this. Remember to hit that like and subscribe. Follow along for more good OzOVals racing. You might not hear me here all the time, but when I can get on here and help out, I'm happy to, and I've been enjoying the race so far.
Well, thanks for jumping in tonight with us, Joe, and filling the boots of James. I believe I was informed that he went to the Indy 500, so a little bit of viewing pleasure there. Saw some qualifying or practice qualifying runs there, and a bit of a big moment there for Scotty McLaughlin. Aussie driver, or Kiwi driver, I should say. When he used to race V8 Supercars there, Joe, so in these cars, and went from V8 Supercars cleaning up in most races to going over to Indy. So driving for Penske Racing. They made that change, saw potential there for bigger career.
You got to go where you got to go where the money's at.
Yeah, well, caution, hopefully the final time. This time around, but you never know. We could have another green-white come out. I'm not sure if we got 2 there. Don't even know. I'm trying to look for it, but I can't even see it. So
Looking at the YouTube comments here, do sat-nav voiceovers? Yes, I'm sure that I could. I could do them for NASCAR real easy. Turn left, ahead. Ahead in 1/4 mile. Turn left.
take a sharp left into pit lane.
Yeah. Ahead. Sharp left ahead. Police spotted ahead.
I wish my GPS
I appreciate
told me
the
that.
compliment. Yeah, right? My GPS does.
Yeah. I might have to get
Don't
my
need that on
hands
the
on one of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
The lights are off now on the pace car, though. We're going to get started here pretty soon. And by started, I mean we're going to end here pretty soon with only 4 laps to go.
What do we got here? A little bit of oh, there's a little bit of contact on the restart there. Ruben Phelps into someone, I think. Apparently his screen went blank, and that's broken up the whole field here.
That's not pretty.
Ooh, up in the wall there. So outside line, and a little bit of technical difficulty there. Losing screens, losing eyesight, and yeah, luckily that wasn't out of turn 4, so the pack's still able to group back up.
Yep. Luckily, it was mostly just him. That's going to be Ruben Phelps there on the back foot for this race, for the beginning of this race. The beginning of the end.
Quite possibly. Well, once again, we're going to have the Shane Roffey, Tony Roffey restart with 3 to go. When we go green, Gary Wellman in behind Shane Roffey, Tom Pritchard behind Tony Roffey there. Pace car is off. Just moments away from that jump. It is green. And, Tony Roffey, a little bit slow on that restart. Gary Wellman getting the drag. Wade Sheedy's going to pull up on Wellman, so Tony's going to need that push. Peter Matson trying to look for that third line already, but Reuben Phelps in a little bit too far behind at the moment. Wellman out wide now. Wade Sheedy out wide. Tony Roffey trying to cut in on Tom Pritchard. Almost a little bit of a contact there.
Roffey out in the front, getting a push now. Shane Roffey and Tony Roffey linking up. Shane getting a bit of a push from Tony to take the lead.
Matson looking for that third line, trying to get that up. He's up there. Wade Sheedy's trying to keep him high. Craig Roffey going for that third line as well, pushing Matson around the outside. Bit indecisive behind there.
Oh my God, we're at double three wide.
Phelps trying to push two lines. He's going for the middle though.
How long can they maintain this? I have no idea. We have a 2x3 situation up here at the front, with Gary Wellman being pushed by a block of 6 cars behind him.
Wellman
Down
just
the inside,
edging,
though.
edging through on the back straight, but Shane round the inside there, getting that run. We're getting elbows out. Ooh, we're 4 wide now. Ooh.
Oh no! And we had the white flag yet? No, not yet. 2 laps to go. This is it. The white flag has flown. We're gonna take it home no matter what now, no matter what these guys do.
Ooh. A little bit of a flick there from Sheedy. Almost put Matson in the wall, but managed to play on. Trying to get that third line, still run. Wiggling at the front.
There it is.
Wade Sheedy blocking Peter Matson's run. So, big contact there. But Shane Roffey, Tony Roffey, inside line. Gary Wellman, Reuben Phelps trying to get in behind. Tom Pritchard. Oh, Tom Pritchard to the inside. Oh, big contact at the front. Oh, huge impact on the front on that checkered line.
I am mouth agape right now. I'm on the edge of my seat. The sun has just poked over the trees here in the U.S., and I think Gary Wellman was across the line first.
Well, Wellman, yeah, I think he might have done that from the grass even. I lost that one, but we've got our unofficial results there on screen. Wellman coming home with the dub. Ryan Barber out of nowhere for a second place finish. Reuben Phelps coming home in third. Tom Pritchard couldn't quite get through on that outside run, coming home fourth. Tony Roffey, unfortunately, from being up there pushing Shane, coming home in fifth. Nicholas Walsh from nowhere as well in seventh. Adam Malone, sixth. Adam Malone seventh. Perry Anastakis in eighth. Matty Ray in ninth. Troy Davidson, your top 10.
Moving on to the 11th place, Shane Roffey in 11th, Scott McClintock in 12th, Craig Roffey in 13th, Jamie Nankervis, one of the leaders, previous leaders of the race, in 14th, Wade Sheedy also way up there in 15th, Peter Matson unfortunately fell down to 16th, 17th, Steve Hoppett, 18th, Kim Roffey, 19th, Shannon Wright, and 20th, Lachlan Purvis.
Ooh, over the page, Andy Barber in 21st, Derek Jacobs 22nd, Steve McLennan 23rd, Rick Vincent 24th, Troy Mortensen 25th, Todd Maxfield 26th, Cade Donnelly 27th, Braden Sagerser 28th, and Michael Ladder not taking the race there, 29th. Well, that was a very interesting finish there. Wellman looks like he's trying to do burnouts down pit lane there, going backwards. Celebrating the win, missing the front of his car. Apparently, he decided he didn't need the bumper for a burnout and removed that. So, ripping up the grass as well at Daytona. So, there's going to be some groundkeepers not happy with him.
Right, yep. Not making it easy to deal with those divots.
Well, the chat there, the unborn child of Liam Mavety, now strangers to Peter Madsen. So,
oh no. Some folks bet it all on P. Matson, and unfortunately, it looks like fate did not have it in store. As the goddess of victory decided to bless someone else instead here. Wellman.
Alrighty, well, we'll go to an ad break. We'll get the drivers up into the booth from the podium, and we'll have a chat with them, how their race unfolded, and then they can go and celebrate. But don't go away.
You've got what it takes.
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
If you love the thrill of racing but hate the risks, then buckle up. Everything Simulated is here to merge adrenaline with absolute safety. In a world where technology meets adrenaline, Everything Simulated is revolutionizing driver training with state-of-the-art simulators. From truck training to the thrill of motorsports, our simulators offer the most realistic experiences across all automotive applications. Gone are the days of endless bookwork and basic drills. Now it's all about hands-on, pulse-pounding action that prepares you for the real deal. Whether you're maneuvering a heavy mining vehicle or racing a high-speed car, our simulators, equipped with cutting-edge technology from leaders like Simrigs and Track Racer, bring every nuance of the drive to life. And talk about making a mark. We're not just building simulators, we're fostering talent. From grassroots motorsports to professional series like the Aussie Outlaw GT3, sponsored by us, Everything Simulated is fueling dreams and careers. Ready to feel the excitement of the racetrack under your fingertips? Connect with us, and let's build your next simulator adventure together. Remember, we support those who support us. Join the Everything Simulated family, and let's race towards the future.
Alrighty, welcome back, everyone. Thanks for tuning in tonight. And we got our podium in the booth. So we got Ruben Phelps to kick off, coming home in third place. How you going, Ruben?
Yeah, not too bad, Paul. Yourself?
Yeah, pretty good. Last week you had the win at Miami, and you managed to find your way back to a podium at Daytona. The gods gifted that one. And the restart, however, on that last caution was a little bit sketchy for you.
Yeah, because I run the VR and the frickin' thing must have been overheating and it started frickin' lagging and then it went blue screen on me, so scared the shit out of me. But you know, thankfully it came right. It just it didn't hit anything, I don't think, but it definitely was a scare for everybody.
Getting a bit warm in your room there and heating up on your face, but no, luckily that one come back for you. And yeah, on the restart, luckily, you know, didn't take out anyone there and managed to get the pack grouped up again to go green. But through the race, you and Matty Ray obviously opted no qualifying and started off the rear of the field. You both had a pretty good pit stop on that first pit stop around lap 21, I think. Went the early jump and blinded the field coming out in front. Tell us about that one.
Yeah, that was actually a surprise. It's actually surprised us on that one because my fuel was whatever at the start of the race. It seemed like I could not catch anybody. Even if I was right behind somebody, everybody was flying past me, so I was eating the fuel up. So we decided to have to pit early because I had no other choice. And then next minute we pitted, and they were ahead of everybody. I was like, okay, this is surprising, but it was just hard to manage in this race. It's just sometimes you can get up to the other cars, and then sometimes you couldn't. It was just, but once the race sort of kicked in, it started sort of getting better. But it was hard to judge because you do need to save fuel, do you not need to save fuel? Can you go flat out the end? Can you not? Because of just the way it worked out. But of course, you could always got to think about a caution, and then once a caution comes out, changes the whole game. So, but that last few laps though, that was the most intense stuff I've been involved in.
Yeah, well, definitely once those cautions fly, and had a couple extras there as well, but had some 4 wide even at Daytona. I haven't seen that for a little bit in those last laps. So there's a bit of exciting stuff going on there and kept everyone on their toes. So that was good stuff. And yeah, obviously come home with a third. Obviously unlucky there for Matty Ray, having a pretty good run there inside the top 10 though. So we'll let you wrap up and have a shout out to your sponsors.
Of course, you guys for putting the broadcast on. Of course, the SRM Australia and our new sponsor of TWRS. Of course, Scotch's Race Fuel, Cut 6 Sticker Co, Moondog, and our 2 charities of TS Direct Australia and Australia Alopecia.
Alrighty, thank you, Ruben. And James not even here to celebrate tonight with you for the podium either. So maybe hopefully he'll tune into the broadcast and you can watch that one back and celebrate with you. But wherever he is tonight and watching Indy, so we'll let you go and celebrate, and we'll catch you next week.
Yeah, he's just not committed enough to really be here, isn't it?
Yeah, he's boss slacking on the job, eh? Signs the drivers up and then he leaves and goes and enjoys the real racing. So, no, well done on third place there, Ruben. We'll let you go.
Cheers, guys.
Alrighty, well, we'll hand you over to Joe for our second place there.
What's going on, boys?
Yay there, Ryan. Congratulations on that silver medal, my friend. How you feeling after that race?
Mate, I'm feeling pretty good. How can you not be happy with that, especially after my restart in 13th into that one? So I was just very fortunate to put the car where I did, and yeah, got the result.
Yeah, you were one of the hardest chargers of the evening. You and Ruben both were up over 20 places over the course of this race. That was through all the pit stops, all the restarts, and so you started a little bit further back. Were you expecting these When did you think your strategy was really starting to like click? Was it a little late in the race after that restart?
Well, originally we were going to start at the back, but then last second we decided to qualify. But I forgot that there was a bit of an error there with tires, so I didn't swap them over to the dry compound. So it was actually a bit slower than the tire I was supposed to be on. So starting at the back there was a bit unfortunate. I did want to be up the front where it was cleaner, but about halfway through the race, when we started having a couple of those cautions, it started working out with us.
Okay. Well, that's good. Really, it was really good to see. And then at the end there, we had that big wreck. How did you? Where were you when the big one came out? Because I don't remember if you were already running up second. I was trying to keep track of everything going on. Were you able to? Which wreck? How were you able to avoid some of these wrecks tonight?
Dude, I have no idea. With that last restart, I'm pretty sure we had about 3 laps to go at that stage, and I was in 13th, so I couldn't really see a good result there from where I was sitting, but pushed my way up the front there. I was kind of following Ruben in a way because he was getting his elbows out. I've worked with him before, and he's a good driver. So once I got up to the front, my teammate Adam actually let me into the bottom lane, and that kind of opened up heaven's gates for me.
Nice. Well, that's wonderful, and it certainly did open up heaven's gate for you. You got up to second place. Congratulations yet again. Anyone you want to shout out to or thank for your performance tonight?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank the Southern Stars crew. We've been a team for a while, and it's good to get a good result like this. Beyond Blue, men's mental health, big shout out for them because, that's something that needs to be taken seriously nowadays. I'd like to thank Mission's Excel Garage, and then obviously my grandparents on the broadcast that watch every week, and they cheer us on wherever we race. So it's good to have them backing us and supporting us as well. And yeah, thanks to Adam for helping me get the result in the first place.
Well, all right, folks, that's Ryan Barber, your second place finisher. Thanks again, Ryan, for your performance. I'm going to pass things back over to you, Paul. Take it away with with the first place, the gold medalist tonight.
Alrighty, thank you, Joe. And the winner, the man of the hour, Gary Wellman, coming home with the win. How you going, Gary?
Yeah, good, Jacko. How you going, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. A little bit of drama there with the Sim boys push there, Kay Donnelly and Todd Maxfield early on.
Yeah, it's not ideal. Yeah, it wasn't not the thing you want to do to your teammates, is it? And yeah, Troy got a bit of damage there too. So yeah, I don't know. All you can do is apologise for that. And it's weird. I didn't get a 4X for that. So it didn't actually record me as an incident, but obviously it was the push that unsettled or whatever. And just a pity how that worked out because we sort of had a bit of a break on the pack there.
Yeah, you guys 4 cars up in the top 5 there, so you had a pretty good run there and a good chance to have all the Sim Boys cars on the podium, but obviously it wasn't meant to be tonight, but you got yourself there and took the win, so did it for the team.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you had to sort of push real hard. Like we had 5 or 6 cars in that pack, and you really had to sort of keep pushing because they were slowly creeping back. So we had a few good laps there, but you really had to be on the push and keep it going. So, but yeah, unfortunately that's how it worked out. But it was actually a good race tonight. Like you were saying to Roofs and that in the chat there a minute ago. Like for Daytona, for the most part, it was actually really good, clean racing.
Yeah, and I thought it was actually pretty good sitting there watching it tonight as well. Usually the super speedways are like, is it over yet? But we had a pretty good view and good comms tonight in the booth, so it was good to watch and see. But we saw a few of those hard pushes tonight, obviously not go the way for some. Obviously Steve McLennan and Jamie Nankovich, they were out the front there as well, with a little bit of a breakaway, trying to get that hard push as well. And I think it almost just looked like the front bumper just got caught in the back bumper, and once that was that hard push, you just couldn't get off it and just sent the other person straight to the fence. Like, just looked like you pushed him straight into the fence. So
yeah, they don't seem to wiggle so much in these. You either push and they sit pretty square, or that happens. So there's not so much in between. That's what I sort of felt like. You know, there was no real sort of sign of anything going pear-shaped before that happened, and then bang. So it's it's a bit of an art to these ones too, I think.
Well, that's the way it goes sometimes, especially at super speedways. But we'll let you go celebrate with your team. Give you a shout out for all your sponsors as well.
Yeah, cheers, mate. I don't know if they're talking to me, but thanks to the team boys and team sponsors, United Electrical and Hot Toddies. Yeah, just a bugger that happened, but yeah, that's racing, isn't it? I had a bit of a bad break in round one, and you know, just unfortunate when you turn it on your own teammates. But no, thanks to everyone coming up and turning out tonight. It was a good run, and yeah, just Wade Sheedy too. Shout out to him. He gave me actually a couple of laps good pushing near the end there, and it's nice to sort of feel like I had a friend there, because I didn't want to be sort of back in that pack. So cheers, Wade, and thinking of maybe just a shout out to Chris Bleakley too. I think he's caught up in those floods, so yeah, I know that's not ideal for him too. So I think we're all probably thinking of him, and it's a bummer he couldn't be here tonight too. But other than that, just thanks everyone for coming out, and cheers for the broadcast.
Thank you, Gazza, and yeah, hopefully I might have to get around that fire again of the boys' party in the backyard. A few beers, and I'm sure you'll watch that one back and laugh at it later. But no, thank you, and well done on the job tonight. Got the job done, got the win, and yeah, we'll let you go and celebrate.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Just yeah, thanks again, and we'll catch you next week.
All right, thanks, mate. And thanks everyone for tuning in tonight and joining us for round 3 of the Doogie Mobile Everything Simulator OzOVals V8 Supercar Series. Our other sponsors, TWR Setups, 131 Web Radio Network, and brought to you by Inside Load Productions. Thank you, Kobe Jordan, bringing us all the camera work tonight, and Joe LaCastro in the booth with myself tonight. So thank you, Joe, for jumping in.
My pleasure. I had a great time being here.
Might have you back in another few weeks, I believe. So hopefully we'll be chatting to you again soon.
Yep, I look forward to it. Anytime I can make my way across the pond, I will. You guys put on a great race. I have a good time, and I'll be back as soon as I can.
Alrighty, well, hopefully you might be watching the broadcast back another time, and yeah, look into those V8 supercars. Maybe jump in the driver's seat for one as well, and maybe jump on track when you're not in the booth.
Yeah, I might just. You never know.
Maybe we might see you on the track next week. Have a go. So,
if I can wake up that early.
Alrighty, well, keep that coffee pot going non-stop from earlier tonight or this morning, and might see you next week. Might be bouncing off the track, bouncing off the walls if you keep drinking coffee till then. But thanks for jumping in. And next week we move on. Not sure if we've got that one on the screen there. We'll be at Charlotte Motor Speedway next week for June the 1st. All right, so long weekend. No, that's the following weekend, I think. Yeah, I'm getting a week ahead of myself here. So, yeah, race 4, June 1, Charlotte Motor Speedway. So, thanks everyone again tuning in tonight, and we'll catch you all next week.